Welcome to another PC Sportscards PSA submission reveal. This is Josh with PC Sportscards. This one was not one of our best group submissions, but it was one of my favorite ones to go through. We have a mix of sport, non-sport. We have stuff from 1983, my favorite year of Topps baseball, or my second favorite behind 1975. It's just a great variety of submissions, and there's a lot of stuff that we could learn from this submission. If you've never watched our video before, we do reveal videos on PSA orders that come back, PGS orders that come back, other hobby stuff. We're starting a new series probably early next week. I actually made my first purchases last night for the new series. So if you like that stuff, just follow, comment, let us know if you agree or disagree with what we're doing, what we're saying. Give us your feedback also. Like I said, this wasn't the best results, but I think this is a really, really educational video. So check it out and go through it with me, and let's see what you think. So we had a bunch of Topps now. Erling Haaland. I finally know how to say his name the right way. To start off the submission. So we have four topics that we're going to talk about today. Nothing too crazy, but I think we're going to learn a lot from it. I like the beginning of this submission because you see the Topps now, which graded really well. We have some Bowman Chrome base autos, refractor autos, color, and I always think that you should be grading Bowman Chrome autos. Just a huge premium when you get good grades. Obviously, if they're in crap condition, you're not going to grade them, but if they're a good player, I always think it's worth grading. You're not going to lose a ton of money on them if you grade them, especially the right players. Get some PSA 10s, you're making money. This person went 3 for 6, but I think the 3 that graded out definitely helped cover the $19 cost. We have some Pokemon coming up next. I'm seeing more and more Pokemon. I'm learning more and more about Pokemon. Again, we had five for this customer were sent in. 4 of them were PSA 10s. If you didn't check out our video from yesterday, we're showing you that if you know what you're looking for, TCG cards are in really good condition in general. And again, seeing a lot of BGS 10s and black labels with TCG, especially certain kinds. Something we're going to definitely track. Next up, we have somebody that sent in 5 cards. And remember rule number 1 about grading cards. Send in a card that you think somebody's going to pay premium for if it gets the grade you want. And he followed this to a T. We got a J-Rod, got a Bobby Witt. Rainbow Falls are really tough cards. Not so sure this Jeremy Pena fits, and I wouldn't have sent this in because of the centering. And I can already see issue with that corner just from turning it over real quick. But Icy Foilboard. Bowman Platinum, notoriously hard card to grade. Look at that bottom corner. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got a little ding on it. But he hit a monster. An absolute monster with this one. Tough to see down here, but they're 13 graded, only 4 PSA 10s. Raw does 150. PSA 9 does 150. I actually saw an SGC 9.5 that did 100. I don't know how desirable this card is in a grade. People love it. It's a cool card with the Santa hat. SSSP. Super hard to hit this card. I see you getting $500 or $600 for a PSA 10. Right now, this doesn't look like it's consigned, but I think this is a great hit. For what I'm doing with our contest and showing you how I would grade cards to make money and how I would do it if I were starting off, this isn't something I would start off with. But after a few cycles of doing well, this is something that I would definitely consider grading because of the huge upside and for a $19 risk. So if you lose $20 or $30, the upside is just so drastic with it that I think it's a great card to send in if you get a clean copy. Obviously, very tough card. Again, we're seeing good cards to send in. I'm not sure that Riley Adams' Prism is a great one, but might make some money on it now that I got a 10. Kaminga. When this was sent in, so guys, just so you know, as you see on the top left, sent in on January 12th, back on 2/16. So, big topic that we're going to talk about is, since bulk is going so fast with PSA, look at the centering top bottom. You can't send that card in. Even if sometimes PSA doesn't hit that for a lower grade, just not worth it to me. With bulk coming back so fast, it opens up the doors to send in any card at any time. We're seeing a lot of orders come back within a month. Like, this is bulk 2023.20. This was sent in the second or third week of January. This isn't like the first submission. Now, we do have some subs that are taking longer. I know people are going to watch this video and say, hey, where's my sub that was sent in 2022? I wish I had a better answer for you than I don't know, but I don't know, right? What I'm saying is they are getting to the capacity where they could handle these types of cards, and they can handle them with speed. So I think we could we could take more chances. We could learn a little bit more. Tony Pollard, Green Scope. Like, I don't know why we would grade this card. He got a massive injury last year. If you think he's going to be the man there, maybe. I just don't. Not a card I would see the upside with. Some more Pokemon stuff to end this guy's submission. He got 3 9s on this one. All right. Next up, we have 2 of the same card. This is topic number 2. Let's talk about Topps Chrome Update 2019. Total population, 36,000 sent in, 27,000 are PSA 10s. That's 75%. Total population of this Austin Riley card, 1,300 sent in, 1,100 PSA 10s. That's like 80-something%. I'm not doing the math right now. It's a high number. It's high 80s, close to 90%. What we see is that the general trend is that this card grades better than the set in general. So it's a tough one to send in my mind, because people are probably being pickier. You're looking at a 2019 card, so maybe the ones that should be sent in have already been sent in. But it's still a card where the risk is worth the reward. Oh, man, I put the wrong thing up there. I'm so sorry, guys. This is supposed to show a PSA 9, and the PSA 9 sold for $20. So if I'm taking a $19 risk on a $5 card, and my upside is doubling my money, and my downside is losing $3 or $4, and there's an 80% chance of getting a 10, I'm still sending this card in. I still think this was the right move, even though you're losing a few bucks on a card like this, because you can recover most of your money. And that's talking specifically about what I'm doing and what we're doing with how we would get started. It's a card I would consider sending in still, even though you got 2 9s. If you get 110, you made money. So if you send in 4 of them, you should get 4 10s and 1 9, which means you're making money. You just got to be able to look the cards over and be a little bit more careful with them. All right. Now, this is my favorite part of the submission. The topic I put up there is it's not easy to tell the difference in grades. Obviously, you could tell this is off-centered. Obviously, you could see the corner issues in the back. I don't see anything major wrong. It's just general wear and tear on a card. Nothing looks sharp. But still, PSA 5 Ricky Henderson. Ricky Henderson, that's one of my favorite cards to show. We're going to get through the first few cards in this, and then you'll see why I have that up there. Ohtani and Mike Trout. Definitely would not send that Trout in. I don't like sending in just memorabilia cards. I don't see the value there. So, again, I see a soft corner right off the bat. Soft corner down there. So, you guys we have to look closely at cards. And this is what the last topic was, right? You can't just look at the pop report and be like, oh, this is going to grade well. Oh, I know this is going to grade well. Yeah, this is a really nicely centered Bonds, right? There's no question about it. Soft corner. Rounded corner. And I'm sure there's other surface stuff going on with the card. Yeah, this corner's like nicked in and bent in a little bit. Like, you could see these things through the slab. Tough to see in the video. But just because a card is nicely centered, you got that little fray hanging off the end over there. Just because a card is nicely centered doesn't mean it's going to get a high grade. You still have to be able to look the card over. This looks like somebody graded their childhood collection and got the grades they should get. 8. Shaq 9. Another 8. And this is the problem that people have, is like they call somebody like me, and they're like, oh, I found all my childhood cards, like they're in perfect condition. Like, the devil is in the details with this stuff. Great grade here. We got this is one of my favorite cards. Wade Boggs 9, off center. Sandberg 8. Like, you look at these straight on from the start, you're like, oh, the Bonds is definitely better. Look at the edge issues on the bottom of the Sandberg. You don't see that immediately, right? Edge issue, bottom of the Gwyn. Marks on the top of the Gwyn. Don't see that immediately. We got a 7. You see the centering, but you don't see anything else. Like, these could all be 8s. I don't think they could all be 9s. These could all be 8s. For sure. This could be up a grade, this could be down a grade. We got another 8, Ricky Henderson here. Again, this is roughly the same centering as this. Right? It's not easy to tell the difference with these older cards. There's much more intricacy in looking these cards over, which is why they have such a lower gem rate. Here we go. We got a 3 on this Cal. A little nick. There's a crease going through the entire card. Let's see if I can get it on the camera. Yeah, you can see it right there. It's right under the light. It goes through the entire card. But if you look at it straight on, you have no clue it's there. Like, that could be the same 7. Right? Once you tilt it a little bit, that thing stands out like a sore thumb. That's the hard part about grading cards like this. Again, thick cards, not going to grade them. All right. Next, straight into the next topic. The further from release we get, the harder it is to find clean raw. First of all, I'm not grading Spectra baseball no matter what. But this customer sent in a ton. A ton. The rest of this order basically is Ohtani. Maybe some Soto mixed in, but mostly Ohtani. And then one of our employees sent in a card that's the last card in this mission. Got a few 10s. And I understand, like, the desire to send them in, because if you get a big grade on one of these cards, it's going to be a low pop card. It's going to be a low gem. But we're looking at thick Panini cards here. Jersey. Like, that's a cool looking card in a mag by itself. You got little dings on each corner that's going to make it not get a 10. That's the problem with thick cards. On top of it, it's unlicensed. So if you're going to go for unlicensed cards, unlicensed even numbered cards, I would go Optic. I would go Prism. I would go something like that, where at least you have a good chance at getting a 10. Sending in thick cards like this, unless you're an Ohtani collector and a graded collector and you want them in. This one got lucky and got a 10. Super tough grade. I'm sure this is super low pop and it's going to sell well. We got 2020 Gold Wave. Numbered to 50. People are sending this stuff in. If you're looking for Ohtani rookies to send into grade, you may not get the grades you want. It's a sweet card. But again, not something I would grade. (2019) Sterling. That's sharp. Thin card, sharp. White corner, so you don't see if there's any like soft, if there's anything like a tiny bit wrong with it. It's got nice, easy corners to grade. Clean card. That's a great card to grade. You got a 9 on the Atomic. Little white on the edge up there, but nothing crazy. And numbered to 10, so definitely worth it. Platinum, like I said earlier in the video, Platinum notoriously hard to grade. And you could see this thing. Come on, there's white all across the top. You got to look at the back of cards, folks. You just have to look at the back of cards. Another Spectra. Soto Silver. Everything that has like a colored border, you could see the white. It's like, I don't know about you guys. It just shines its face on me. Like, I see it instantly. Walter Cabrera. I love grading the Sapphire autos. Got 2 10s there, I think. Back to thicker cards. Ohtani Heritage. I like grading this. I like grading the blacks. Centering's a little off. Great card, though. So what we're saying here is the further away you are from when a thing is released, the harder it is to find clean raw, because most people graded it by then, right? These are cards that people grade. More Ohtani. So, and we're gonna keep on talking about that as we go. Refractors. Listen, I love seeing all the Ohtani stuff. It's gotta be pickier. So, as we said in the beginning, bulk is absolutely flying right now. Got a 10. This almost pays for the entire order. So, what are you going to send in to PSA? Guys, it's February. You could send in basketball for playoffs. I would start picking up football to send in. I'd pick a couple of guys in baseball. Like if you think somebody's going to have a hot start, like a Soto, Tatis when he comes back, Acuna's a guy that we like. Those kinds of players, or younger guys like J-Rod still. I think J-Rod's a great one to send in. I'm not sending in Wander. You know, I don't think he's going to turn it around. But you could send in guys that might have a hot start in baseball. Really tough paper cards. Notice how the thick cards and the paper cards are the ones that really got killed, and we did well on the chrome cards. Tech is a super, super, super hard grade. We got 4 gold number US 1. Then we got 4 gold number 700s, 3 8s, and a 6, I think it is. Let's see if we can figure out why this one got a 6. The corner's messed up. There's like a fingernail mark going into this corner over there. Again, what's the theme of the ones that have the major issues? The theme is that the major issue is on the back of the card. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed all the videos this week. Next week, we should have a video out about our new project where we're going to be buying cards as if we were you guys and grading them to sell them to show you how we would start flipping for profit kind of business, a grading for profit business, or use it to grow our PC or whatever we would do with it. So I think we're going to do it 2 different ways. I'm going to do that, and Zach may do another style of how he would get started. So, and see which one works out better. So, hope you guys follow along on that. And this is one of our employees who is very good at looking over cards. Red Wave, numbered to 10. Boom. Soccer card to end it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out. Look forward to doing more of these as the time goes on. Thank you so much.